talk about next, hopefully it doesn't take too long here, but I wanted to bring up the fact that Chicago drill rapper Lil Reese has unfortunately been shot as of this happened yesterday morning, I believe. Um, Around 9:50 here. I got a little write up here. I'll just read it off. But yeah, Lil Reese, Chicago artist. He was involved in gunfire yesterday morning at a parking garage in Chicago as he was allegedly in the midst of purchasing weed, from what I was reading here. And the vehicle that he jumped in to go buy the weed out of was a stolen Dodge Durango that was reported as stolen earlier in the morning. Basically, footage was uploaded online, which seemed to be recorded by the person who had their vehicle stolen, showing Lil Reese in and out of consciousness on the ground and bleeding out of his eye. He and Lil Reese told the police he was inside the vehicle that was stolen, and he was directing the drivers where to park inside of this parking garage so he could safely purchase the weed from them. And shots were fired by, I believe, the people who tracked the stolen vehicle, the owners of the vehicle. They had the tracking on the car so they could see where it was. They pulled up. I guess they were armed, and they began shooting at them. And they got them. I guess the guy actually pulled some of the guys that were in the car out of there and started beating them and everything after they were shot. But there is two videos online, one from like an aerial view of where of the situation as it was unfolding. It kind of showed them on the sidewalk and then the police running into the parking garage and everything. But there's another even more graphic video. I don't even know if it's on YouTube. I feel like it's almost like too graphic to be on YouTube, but was on there yesterday. It shows Lil Reese basically just kind of struggling to. It's pretty bad, man. It's like leaking out of the mouth, bleeding. If you guys aren't familiar with Lil Reese, he became popular back in like 2012. At the time, he was one of the bigger artists that were coming out of Chicago alongside Chief Keef and Lil Durk, who musically continued on to have a promising career, where Lil Reese just kind of always decided to stick closer to his Chicago roots and inevitably just continue getting in trouble. Which he got shot 2 years ago as well in the neck, and he got out of that and everything. But I'm just talking about Lil Reese and that whole incident there. I was just kind of just explaining the situation, how him and those guys stole a vehicle. Allegedly, he was actually in that vehicle. I don't know if
Just
they
to go
picked him
buy
up.
weed or something.
He was buying weed from him. I mean, that's what he told the police. So who knows? It probably could be a little bit more complex than that. Maybe he was buying an extensive amount of weed to sell or distribute or whatever. Maybe it wasn't just for consumption purposes. Maybe they were just making that up. I don't know. But the people that were shooting at him were the ones that had their vehicle stolen. So they had a tracking device in the car from an app on their phone or whatever. And they tracked it to this parking garage and they started shooting at them. And the guy who shot at them, he actually pulled them out of the car, I believe, too, and started beating them. So they fucking stole the car. I don't know. Lil Reese himself, I don't think he was in the driver's seat, stole it, but it's just unfortunate to see someone like him, like back in the day where he was on Chief Keef's breakout song, I Don't Like, and he had the song with Drake and Rick Ross, and he was, relatively
He was
one of the
signed to what was it, Rock?
He was signed to a major, I believe. Like he was
Rock,
on
was it Rock Nation or Rock something? I don't know.
He was signed to Rock Nation. He was signed to probably just like a standard major. I don't know if it was Atlantic or something like that.
No, it was like
But anyway, I believe they were all taken to the hospital. I don't think anyone died. If you see that video of Lil Reese, though, you get it on YouTube, but he's looks fucked up. He can barely sit up. He keeps falling over as the police are trying to help him up and everything. But he looks like he's on he's having his last breath.
Def Jam, that's what it was. He was signed to Def Jam.
Oh yeah, Def Jam. Def Jam has a pretty long roster of rappers and stuff, but still, that's one of the biggest labels he could get signed to in hip hop. But I would imagine he's probably not with them anymore. I think he dropped an album last year. It didn't necessarily do that well. But people were clowning him for selling like 4,000 copies first week. But I'm like, for Lil Reese, who I have not heard of musically in like 5 or 6 years, like that's not bad. There's certain I'm sure Roof Rap doesn't sell more than that first week. You just don't see his numbers because he's not really someone that's covered by like mainstream blogs and stuff. But obviously Lil Reese is more so known these days for just getting into beefs online on Instagram Live, mostly with like 6ix9ine and shit. But did you see 6ix9ine's return to his Instagram page after this news recently? You didn't see any of that shit. So he posted. So 6ix9ine, if you guys aren't familiar, has beefs with basically any street rapper that he can beef with, just to basically get himself more attention and surround himself by a bunch of security to just kind of make fun of them for not getting at him. And whatever, as long as he's still alive, he will probably just continue to do this. But he went on Instagram and he clowned Lil Reese since the shooting. First, he commented on Academic's post about it. He said, "Little Tim out here wilding." Little Tim is the guy that is Quando Rondo's friend that shot King Von. And then he commented again. He said how he got shot before Quando. And then he tagged Little Durk in Academic's post as well. And he said, "Buy your man a car. You got him looking crazy in that video." And then 6ix9ine proceeded to go on his Instagram story. He said, "The 6ix9ine curse is real. Rest in peace to all the rappers in heaven." And then he created a GoFundMe to raise $2,000. And the picture was just of like an older car. This is kind of fucked up, but it is. I got to give him some points for being, especially Lil Reese is going to be okay. This is kind of funny. The GoFundMe was help Lil Reese buy a car. And he screenshot a post on his Instagram and he made the caption. He said, "What happened today is not funny. Let's all chip in and help him buy his own car."
Well, apparently, initially it seemed like,
and he spelled "buy" wrong in the GoFundMe. He put "by."
Apparently, Lil Reese is fine. I'm pretty sure he just got beat up.
He was in fair condition, so.
Well, I don't think he got hit like straight on.
He got grazed, didn't he?
His eye got grazed or something like along here, and that's why his head was bleeding. Like in that video, you showed me a video of the aftermath of that, and it seemed like he got whacked. Like, you know what I mean? Like it looked like he was bleeding out of his mouth, like he got like shot in the lungs or something. It was coming up, but like apparently he only got grazed in the eye. That blood was just kind of dripping down his face and falling off him. Like he just got the shit kicked out of him. And I noticed something too when I was watching that, man.
What is it?
He's got like the skinniest goddamn legs I've ever seen in my life.
He's kind of had it bad the last year or so, especially with his the whole, like, I don't think he has a tough guy persona. I think he's genuinely someone who was raised and involved in street activity his whole life and got some got some fame from his music ability and stuff, and just the authenticity of the Chicago drill scene and how fascinating it was to a lot of people. Chief Keef and him and Lil Durk. Chief Keef moves out. He does more. His music kind of resonates more people. He puts more energy into that. Lil Durk obviously always was musically focused, and everything goes in and out of jail. But Lil Durk has never been as big as he is right now, which is incredible. And Lil Reese kind of just had his moment. He probably could have went harder, or could have just stayed out of this kind of activity. I don't know why he continues to get involved in incidences where he's like riding around people with stolen vehicles in Chicago. Like, it's fucked up, man. It's like you could have removed yourself out of that situation, I would imagine, a million times over. You're still here doing some fuckery. I mean, I'm not someone who has any kind of experience or background in any kind of street activity whatsoever. I'm just on the outside looking in, but I'm thinking, like, you have had opportunities, I would imagine, tenfold over the last decade to get out of these situations. You're still here. So obviously he makes the choice to put himself in harm's way from time to time, and look where it's getting him. So I hope that Lil Reese can find a way. Maybe this could be a little bit of a wake up call for him. But I've never really listened to much of his music. I'd love to just dive into a Lil Reese album start to finish sometime and just fucking get hard as shit. I listened to 1017 Thug from start to finish today. I don't know why I did that, but